Hello. Look around the yard. Look around the yard. This isn't mine. This isn't mine. That is mine. That isn't mine. That isn't even in the yard. That is mine, but I'm going to get rid. What you're about to witness here today, if you manage the duration, is something rather remarkable. Something rather remarkable indeed. And I'm going to be a big old tease and not mention really what it is until close to the end, because that's how these videos work. Okay, these batteries are all goosed. Bikes need fixing. That litter has found itself in through the open gap. Right, let's cut to the chase, so to speak. Please do. As you may know, I am struggling with space and mess and finances and all sorts of things down here at PNHQ. And today I'm going to be doing something rather proactive. And if you didn't know, hi, my name's Paul. I run this yard badly. And so by the end of this video, you're going to see some decisions made on this car here, on this car, on that one, and on that recovery truck. And I'm about to send a message about this. So deep into the afternoon, we have a really rather positive vibe on the go. Definitely very positive. You'll soon see why.
Intensive chicken farm number 2.
Intensive chicken farm number 2. People keep using the word sausage too much for my liking recently. Anyway, so here I am, starting the day off in the afternoon, 10 to 3 in fact. Going to get rid of some cack. Well, that's a load off. That's £31. Let's go back down here. In the lockup of Fruity Fabrications, we do find my car, Alice and the MGF. Why have I just sat in it? Why have I done that? That's a dodgy thing to do, because it's just going to make me want to keep it, and it's filthy. It's full of mould everywhere as well. I've been in two minds about this car for quite a while, ever since I got it back. Well, the first thing was a kind of determination, and that's soon been replaced by something much more realistic. There quickly becomes a point where there's no going back. You're going to have to get taken apart. That's 90% sure. You see, what this car now needs is a bit of welding. That's to be expected. I had to do a little bit of welding for its MOT last year, so naturally it's going to need a bit more. It may need a tyre. It definitely needs a back box. It also needs something about the front suspension, but that wobbliness coming from the back is a little bit more terminal than I first thought. It's not simply a drive shaft. It's the bearings in the gearbox. I've been reliably informed that the PG1 gearbox can wear out. And the next step is it just giving up altogether. Forget about the overall condition. Forget about the mould. Forget about that whacking big dent down the side of it. Flat battery. As I suspected, way too flat to even get going. Right. Next plan. Ow! Ow! Well, that's the first time I've ever heard this run lumpy. It's clearing up, and already I'm struggling. Really struggling. Well, look at this, I've given myself a trip hazard because I parked the car the wrong way round. Until this car sells, I think it's going to go in there, out of the way. It's one start then. Hey, will it? Might be if I used the correct key. Definitely wasn't using the correct key that time. Oh. No, I won't. This is one of those cars that could do with being inside for a while to help with the mould, damp, etc. Yes, on. Another little dilemma here. Every time I look at this Rover 75, I just think that is such a handsome car. I know it makes a lot more sense for me to just sell it on. But I just want to look at it as well. Anyway, enough of that shit. Let's look at something else. Now this recovery truck here, still with all the junk on the back, which has been like that for about 4 months now, will have most visitors and people new to the channel just assume that it's mine because of how long it's been here. And the green stuff everywhere really does indicate its stay. But finally, this situation is about to change. And this is the big news, because it is quite useful. This is now mine. Yep, that's it. I said that exactly right. You did not mishear me. This truck is now mine. Amazing, eh? The other amazing thing is I've not had to pay for it. I have not had to pay for it. He's given it to me. Not sure entirely why. Well, actually, I am entirely sure why. It's a combination of reasons. One is that the reason this truck's been here for so long is it's not really got anywhere else to go. It needs work on it. And when all that work's done, is it going to be actually worth the work put into it to sell on? Because he doesn't want to keep it. And that is a reoccurring theme. You leave something in the yard long enough, after a while, you kind of don't own it anymore. Except that this time, it wasn't me that suggested it. You know, just asked, do I want it? So I said, yeah. But the next question is, what do I do with it? During today's little tidy up, I have moved this there, which is a very practical place to put it, except that my head comes to about there, and that's the third time I've cracked my bonds. In case you don't know, this truck came here for a job, which was the wiring loop in the back, because the back lights weren't working. And I did all that, but I didn't enjoy any of it. It was going to go away, and then suddenly the brakes failed. The brakes have since been sorted out, and then there was no battery power whatsoever. It needs a battery. Right, there we go. I've just put, what's this pipe for? Heater? Yes, it is. It's for the heater, isn't it? Right. Battery in there. Will it start? Let's find out. The immobilizer is the only thing it has. Ignition on. Yeah, it will start. Wow. Right. Not only will it start, but it sounds really, really good. Sweet engine with only 63,000 miles. One thing that isn't quite right again though, another little problem's popped up, and that is that the handbrake appears to be stuck on. So it's going to need quite a bit of encouragement to move. For the moment then, this isn't going to go anywhere. It's going to need a bit of a yank. It's going to be a bit of a two-man job, I think. Even with the old Volvo down here. The fact that it's not moving itself means that back wheel's stuck on. It's going to need it's going to need something a bit more determined than just yanking it with that, I think. I might as well tell you that the phone call I had this morning about that truck really did take me by surprise. A nice surprise, but a curious one. What do I do with it though? There's the question. What do I do with it? The easiest thing I could do would be to simply ring up Baxenden and get them to collect it. Seems like a bit of a waste, especially when the engine's so good. Alternatively, I could just sell it as it is, a work-in project. LDV recovery truck with good engine, 63,000 miles. Needs a bit of welding. Will fly through its next MOT, providing all the work's done on it. There we go, two solutions. One, quick and easy, the other, not so quick and easy. Either way, I'm just happy that it's now within my control to get rid of it. But there is another option. And that is, of course, even though this vehicle has been in the yard taking up a substantial amount of space, now it can be taking up a substantial amount of space for me, which puts a rather different slant on things. What about this? Maybe it gets fixed. Maybe it gets welded up. I've done a bit of welding. There's not an awful lot more to do. Just found out the brakes do actually work. A bit too much on the back, but that's a lot of work. That's a lot of hassle. And for what? Well, maybe I could get back to where I was years ago when I first started this channel off. When I was knocking around in Transit Face, enjoying the freedom of being able to pick things up wherever I wanted to, wherever in the country, alone or with somebody else. Gone could be the days of having my hands tied behind my back and not really being able to do things like I used to. Allegro Man and I, we could actually go and collect things that don't work rather than having to pay for transport costs from somebody else. But is it really worth it? Personally, I've given up on just buying cheap cars for parts because I haven't got the vehicle to do it. But maybe I could bring it back. There have been a few occasions in the past couple of years where I've been given the opportunity to basically take something for nothing because it's no longer wanted. The owner wants to see the car go for parts. The owner wants to see the car fixed, etc. Allegro Man and I have already spoken quite openly about getting a trailer because we seem to be doing quite a lot of things together, and looks like we'll continue to do so. So what if we could do something together? What if he could do all the welding? We know he can weld. We know he can weld very well. So he could effectively make that truck roadworthy again. But he's going to have a look at it, make his own mind up, and then we can do something together. Voivod, that's not relevant at the moment. What is relevant is this man, this dog, that truck. Look, it's Allegro Man coming to the yard in his Volvo. And he's going to have a look at this. Now then, indeed. We're going to have the Allegro Man inspection and appraisal of whether this vehicle is going to be worthwhile trying to save.
I have to do step properly on that side.
Yep, the step is definitely
The step on that
buggered,
side,
isn't it?
definitely.
Yeah.
That's an actual manufactured hole.
Right.
That bit.
Yeah.
It's just obviously it's ruptured around it a lot.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking of the other side then.
Let's go straight to the next day after Allegro Man's appraisal.
I've gone to some great effort indeed to remove all of the stuff off the back. Well, most of the stuff off the back. Now I think what I need to do is remove most of the green stuff off of the bodywork by means of giving it a wash. And then offer it out as some sort of deal, sale, or even swap. It's okay being a bit grubby, but all of this green stuff, no, let's get rid of that, because that is a bit yuck. Dirty. Cleaner. Wipers work. The engine's sweet. It's a bit like being in old Transit Face. Where I'm sat now as well, it looks like I might be just on a bus. But this is a different kind of bus. And I'm going to take it for a drive around the yard. Wipers work, but they do need replacing, because they're not doing a particularly good job of wiping. Oh, that's interesting. Just locked on the brake then. Transit Face has been gone for quite a while now, and I'd imagine that the majority of people who watch this channel now aren't even that familiar with that particular vehicle. But years back, having a recovery truck was quite useful because I could just go and collect things that I wanted. If it wasn't for Transit Face, I would not even have Nigel. Oh, it's got a bit of punch to it actually. Yeah. Oh, well, what is it that's locking up? I need to find out. That's conclusive. It's the same side that was sticking, which is what I thought it would be. Now I've got to put it away, I think. So now when you can't see what you're doing because of the steaming up of the mirrors. Up. 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 Lots of oopsie sounds is. But I've got to basically run a tree over to get down here. Oh, it's got something behind me. After quite a bit of deliberation, I'm coming to a conclusion that may surprise you. In actual fact, it might not. It might be exactly what you expect me to do because I'm always coming up with daft ideas. Besides that braking issue, all this truck actually needs now is that welding. And although Allegro Man hasn't really got the time to take it on himself, and I haven't, it could be a long-term project. And once I get started on it, I may find myself very, very motivated because of the potential value that this vehicle has to me. And I like the fact that it's not glamorous and that it's an LDV. I know I need the space, but making space for something that's mine doesn't feel like such a bad thing to do. And I've been creating a bit of space and I've got a couple of things to get rid of quite soon, including that trailer. And of course, I can now happily just bung something on the back of that truck and it's my responsibility. Bung it on there. So in other words, I can look at it as it's only taking up a bit more space than a car. Somebody who really knows what they're doing with welding would look at this truck and say, yeah, it's only a couple of days work that, which that'd be nice, wouldn't it? But obviously I don't think that. I think it's going to be a long-term thing, but I can't get it out of my head. I mean, I'd have the choice of just getting rid of it, getting some space back, but it just feels like such an opportunity that I shouldn't be wasting. If I don't at least try, then I'm a bit of a wrong un. And after all, I can't really make it worse by trying, unless I cut out too much metal and just do it all wrong. Obviously. Come on. Oh, you big turkey. No, I won't be doing that. I think I've made my mind up. But who would like to show their support by telling me that you think that's the best thing to do? To actually put the effort in and mend it. I'd be quite keen. So, that's where I'm going to stop this particular episode. And I'd like to say thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for subscribing. Thank you very much for liking the video. Special big thank you to all of my channel members, whom I have not really been able to treat quite as well as I've wanted to do because of not having quite the output. And here I am now taking on another project, but I'm clearing the deck, so to speak, in other ways. Bye bye for now.
End. Thank you for joining me at the end of this video, where you may be expecting a couple of extra sequences that I decided didn't belong in the video, but no, there's nothing like that. The video is well and truly over with. Thank you.